Do you experience auditory fatigue, which I believe, if I understand the question correctly, do you have times when, for example, if you use hearing aids, um, do you get tired of having to listen to the hearing world and so forth?
Oh, yes. Okay. So my experience with using hearing aids is, when I was very young, I had those auditory trainers where you had, a big box on the front of your chest, and it went into your ears, and there was so much speech therapy training teaching me how to, make the variety of sounds. And my family would not sign at all. So it was strictly based on me trying to read their lips. And I had very limited access to language. Um, my brother and sister and my parents did not do any kind of like gesturing or any kind of like things to help me communicate. So the communication was extremely, broken in my family. And so much of my time was always asking my family, what did you say? What did you just say? And so frequently the answer was, well, I'll tell you later. And then, of course, you go later and you say, oh, what was it you were going to tell me? And they frequently would respond with, well, I've forgotten. So I felt so left out. I really hated that, tell you later. Constant message from my family. I felt so behind on family events and what was going on in my family. I remember one time I was invited to be with my family for Thanksgiving dinner, and we were all gathered around the table, and they were serving the food, and people were talking around the dinner table, and I asked my sister, what was going on. I actually had previously gotten rid of my hearing aids because I didn't find that they benefited me at all. So I asked my sister what was going on, and I was trying to talk to her, and right in the middle of our conversation, she turned away from me and started talking to my brother. And that was so offensive to me. I was so hurt by that. I frankly never, was willing to accept any invitations to Thanksgiving dinners again. It was so difficult and so, frankly, boring. My brother didn't like having to be the, quote unquote, family interpreter for me all the time. And I was so frustrated with my family because they could have learned sign and included me. But instead, they forced me to try to, do this constant lip reading, which I have to say that's where the fatigue was coming in, was trying to understand the lip reading it all the time. That's where I became so fatigued.
Another story. We had a family Thanksgiving dinner together. I invited that friends to come with me because I didn't want to be bored not being able to communicate with the family. So I invited. We had a good chat. Then my younger brother comes up and says, what are you guys talking about? I looked at my brother and I said, well, we're signing. And if you want to join and learn signing, fine, you can join and learn with us. But he decided, no, walked off to join the hearing group. That's okay. I laugh about that. Why I laugh about that is because that's his problem, not mine.